Welcome. You're in Smith Street. Okay, so what is this? First of all, okay, this is episode 3 of Smith Street. You're in Smith Street. Welcome. Should I hold the microphone? I think I'm gonna hold the microphone. Why not? All right. Yeah, this one I want to hold because I'm keep going like that. I don't feel like it. Um, and I put on a nice shirt for you guys today. I did. All right. So what is this? It's confessionals and story time. All right, just a little confessionals and story time where I tell you guys about something about me and something about current events. Probably, I am not going to be doing too much pop culture because I don't like to speak on things that don't have nothing to do with me. But the election that that does have something to do with me, so you might see me speak on something like that before you catch me talking about like Blueface and Fashawn. um, who just got 4 years. That's not. I'm not laughing. I was laughing at the fact that I started talking about it. Um, moving on. I really came up here to talk to you guys about my trip to New Orleans. Look at me. I'm just busting out my shirt because I've been in the gym. I took this week off. All right, but don't you worry. Number one, this week is my birthday week. All right, it is my birthday week. Anyway, that's the end of the week. We're jumping ahead of the thing. So my trip to New Orleans. I went to New Orleans last month. It was last minute trip. It was during Essence Fest, and I went for more than one reason. There was Essence Fest, and there was also a conference with Rico Love that I wanted to check out. So, and I've never been to New Orleans, so it was just a lot of a big old. You know what? Let's pack it up, and so that's what I did. I packed it up and I hit it. And the first thing that happened was I bumped into my boy Stray on the waterfront. And well, let me start with this. The Lyft driver out the gate, very nice. I saw Method Man. He was on my flight. So, all right, I'm jumping around. So Method Man. Method Man was on my flight. Hey, Method Man. All right. And then the Lyft driver, she came to get me. She was very nice. We talked from the time I got in that car to over by Canal Street, which was not that far, but it was a long ride that day because of all the traffic because of Essence Fest. It was a lot of traffic out there, but the ride was a flat rate. It wasn't cheap that day either. It was a lot cheaper going back because I, whatever. Anyway, the Lyft driver, she was very nice. She drove me around the area before she let me out. Um, Showed me a couple of spots to, tour and look at and just, gave me a little heads up on some things. Then that was very nice of her. She didn't have to do that. So that's how that started out. Then because the Lyft driver, she directed me to this waterfront. Just you might want to look at the water and outlets over there and such and such. One of the first things I did when I dropped off my bag was walk down to the water because it was still early in the day. It wasn't. It was still daylight. Um, so I walked down and I bump into my boy Stray, who shot my video I See You. Now Stray was in the middle of some transition things. That Stray story, but I'll just say this. Stray ended up shooting some content for me out there. And that was unexpected. That wasn't planned, but that was something that I definitely needed to do. It was a very productive thing. And I shot some content for my song that I dropped very shortly after I got back. And I think I had planned to do that anyway, drop that song, but I don't think that I was gonna drop it as soon as I did. But because all of these things happened, I was just like, well, I might as well go ahead with it. So we shot the content for Spilt Milk out there. I was gonna wear the shirt, but it was raining that night, and I just was like, it was like, let's just have some fun and kick it and whatever. So I didn't get all fancied up. Um, I didn't wear the shirt at all, as a matter of fact. It was so hot out there. Let's talk about that for a second. How hot it was down there. Woosah. Like the humidity in Louisiana. It was something to write home about. I was hot. Okay. I wore cutoffs the whole time. I didn't wear like sleeves. It was hot. I was buying t-shirts and cutting up the sleeves. Like, it was crazy. It was hot. So the next day, Saturday, was the conference with Rico Love, which also prompted. Like I said, I think I was going to do it anyway. But one of the things Rico was talking about was just saying things like how Kendrick Lamar's record was very in your face. It's not very layered, or it doesn't have a lot of metaphors, I don't think. In this They Not Like Us joint. It's very like he just said what it is that he had to say. And I had this song already and it was in the lineup, but I was kind of like debating on which song I was gonna put out next and da da da. And this song is very in your face. It ain't no layers. It's just like, bitch, you trifling. You played yourself. And I was feeling you fucked it up. You know what I'm saying? Which is, whatever. That was that feeling. And that was that. All right. So, and with the bitch, you still trifling and all of these things, and some people might try to say whatever. I'll leave that up for interpretation because nobody said anything yet. For the most part, people have enjoyed it. They think it's dope. So yeah, most of the feedback is really good on the record. But I know that people don't enjoy cursing a lot. There are some people that don't enjoy that. You know what I mean? So and it's a lot of it in it. But that was intentional. Um, anyway, one of the things Rico was saying was, not worrying about the perception people have of you, just saying what's on your heart as an artist. So that was one of the reasons why I was like, you know what? I already shot the content for it because I shot the content the day before. Yes, we going with this one, right? Um, so that was dope. And there was a lot, I learned. I mean, there was a couple of things that we talked about in that session or that small conference, but it was informative. I enjoyed it. So again, shout out to Rico Love. Then there was the food. Everybody's always talking about the food in New Orleans. Like again, I said I've never been there before. It was my first time going, and I just wanted to experience something different this year. um, and I wasn't waiting for nobody, so I packed it up and I hit it, and I did enjoy it. So I stopped at the spot called Kingfish, uh, off of Bourbon. It was really good. It was really good. I think I had brunch there, I want to say. And I had the first thing I had, it was light. I don't remember what I had to open up. But what I do remember was that blue crab omelet with the white mushroom sauce, the potatoes, and the biscuit. Lord have mercy. And I have a photo of it. I'm gonna do some B-roll situation because you guys need to know about that. That thing was good. Okay. Then I stopped by Ruby Tuesdays. Not Ruby Tuesdays. Ruby Slippers. Ruby slippers. Um, their alarm was wrapped around the block, so I had to see what was up with that. That was good. That was good. I sat next to a young lady who happened to be a chef. I was by myself, so I was sitting next. I just sat next to a lady at the bar, and we got to chopping it up. I'm always talking to people when I go somewhere. I'm always talking to somebody. So we get to chopping it up, and yeah, we had a good conversation. And then she was saying what she thought about it, and I was like, all right, yeah, this is good. That's I could agree. She was a chef, so I'm just here eating, being greedy. But she has a different perspective. So yeah. But I enjoy Ruby Slippers, I believe it's called Ruby Slippers. Then there was another spot that I stopped at. I think it was the first place that I ate at. It's called Daisy Dukes. Daisy Dukes was good though. It was like a little like a diner kind of joint. You know what I'm saying? It was open 24 hours. You get your joint straight. You know what I'm saying? I had like what I had that day, like probably like some grits and some eggs and just like it was the first day. I think that was because that was like the next morning after the video shoots and stuff like that. I believe that was one of the first things that I ate was at Daisy Dukes. And then, I mean, you got to do your Willies, and walking up and down the Bourbon. But the best Willies for me was the one that was by uh the the Caesars Casino, which I did take a look into the casino. I didn't do any gambling, but I did take a look into the casino. My boy Shalik pulled up on me with his cousin. Sure did. What day was that? Because now because I was supposed to leave on Sunday. I had planned on leaving on Sunday and I ended up staying till Thursday. Uh, but yeah, Shalik and his cousin pulled up. They stayed for a day. We kicked it out there. Yeah. I'm not gonna talk about the first hotel that I stayed at because I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of like I was looking for the deal and I had never been there. And I just, I went to a place that I knew was going to be close to everything, but it wasn't like the best hotel. So I'm not going to say what it was because I don't want to give anybody any bad publicity. But the second hotel that I stayed at, which was the A Loft, which was very nice. I really enjoyed staying at the A Loft. They took care of your boy. I'll have you know. So yeah, shout out to the A Loft. I enjoyed those people. Oh, I hope they enjoyed me. I'll be back, A Loft. All right. So that was my trip to New Orleans in a nutshell. I'm probably missing a thing or two, but that was it for the most part. All right. So I hope you enjoyed it.